y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it now. E-double-L, I said.
Coach Chandler, assistant head coach. Talk about the Mesquite game. Put a lot of time and effort into the Mesquite game during off season and over the summer. We put some emphasis on it in our 6 a.m. workouts and really wanted to start out the year on a good note, especially since they had beaten us the year before. And we went over to Frisco, played Pizza Hut Park. It was a great atmosphere. The kids really liked it, had a nice field, big diamond vision they could look at themselves at. And all that hard work that we put into getting ready for Mesquite paid off, and we beat them 34-17.
He's a beast. Boy.
Enjoy it. Make sure we clean that locker room up. Enjoy the win. Monday morning we start all over again. You got it? Hey, you think I'm lying? We're meeting 8 o'clock Monday morning. You got me? Hey, Wildcats! Wildcats! What? Wildcats! What? Wildcats! What? What's he gonna do? Get some. 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 Who are we? Wildcats! Who are we? Wildcats! Who are we? Wildcats! Who are we? Wildcats! Wildcats! What? Win Tuesday! Hey! Win Tuesday! Hey! You got it, coach. You got it. Everybody in tight. Hey, break it out. Break it out. Yeah, LA swag. Hey, let's get on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get on.
Horn week. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Looking at the schedule, we're coming off of a short week after a big win against Mesquite during 0 week, and Mesquite Horn was a playoff team last year. We knew they were going to be out to get us because we beat them last year at home, and it was a tough game. The kids played really, really hard. We just came up a little short.
Character comes sometimes the hard way. I'm fixing to be watching. Who's gonna play? Who's gonna play with their mouth closed? I've seen Rodney Packard make a bunch of great plays. We gotta have more of that. We gotta have more people stepping up. Defensively, we gotta take better angles. You guys, we've been where we need to be. We say make plays. Offense, we gotta get snapped. We gotta play. Fourth quarter is all about who wants to finish. Any different than the way we did last week. I'll tell you what, gentlemen, you guys that are about to go wherever you're headed, you better take a deep breath, because the bottom line is this is a football game, and you got a lot more adversity in life that's going to take place other than just losing a football game. So you better get your heads on right and get your eyes up and look at me and listen to me. We're going to show up tomorrow because I know y'all been waiting on it. Guess what's coming up in the morning? The sun. Whether you want it to or not, it comes up. We'll turn the page, just like we did last Saturday. Turn the page. The one thing we didn't do last Saturday, though, when we flipped the page, we kept the dog eared so we could look back and go, oh, wow, aren't we really good? And we did that way too much. And you got it handed to you tonight and made you remember that, hey, they put their pants on just like you did. They played the game just like you did. And they wanted it a little bit more tonight. And I'll tell you what, I'll be the first to tell you, that's my fault. I didn't do a good job getting you guys prepared. I didn't do a good job of getting you guys focused. But here's my guarantee to you right now. Listen, every eye on me. Here's the guarantee. Starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, the focus is back. We didn't have it last week, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I let it get away from me. And when I let it get away from me, I let it get away from y'all. Ain't happening Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. You hear me? You hear me, Abe? The focus will be back. If you're feeling sorry for yourself, for more reasons you lost tonight, get over it. Realize you got a lot of stuff to be happy about. You got a lot of stuff to be really proud about. We're going to step up. Everybody in tight. Everybody in tight. Hands up. Wildcat Love on 3. Loud and proud. 1, 2, 3. Wildcat Love.
Russell Urbank, the offensive line coach here at Lake Highlands. I'd like to talk to you about the Skyline game. We opened up district with Dallas Skyline. We knew this was going to be a tough game, probably determine the district championship. We suffered a tough loss to them, 42-27. Talk to you a little bit about the standouts offensively. Desmond Rowland rushed for 209 yards, and Ricky Zorn, our quarterback, had 108 yards rushing. We had over 300 yards rushing against those guys. Also 475 total yards of offense against the number one team, or the number one defense in the Metroplex. So a great effort. Defensively, we held them under their average on their offense. Just came up a little short. A couple times there in the goal line situations where we didn't punch it in.
I'm Coach Duffield. I coach the D-line here at Lake Highlands and also the running backs. I'm going to talk about the Sunset game. It was week 5 of our season, and at that point in the season we were kind of ready for a sunset. We had 4 really tough games leading up to it, and the Sunset game was right after the Skyline game. So our kids were ready to get back out there and play. Fortunately, the Sunset game was on a Thursday, so we had a short week to prepare. But I think our kids really came out and were ready to play after the tough loss to Skyline. Had a bunch of firsts in that game against Sunset. Our defense held Sunset to 85 yards, so that was an awesome effort by those guys defensively. I think at one point in the game, we scored 3 touchdowns in 35 seconds. So our guys were really ready, really focused, and ready to play. We also had our first touchdown on defense when James Duke stripped a Sunset player and returned that fumble for a touchdown. Ricky and Desmond really kind of established our dominance early on in the game. Both of them ran a couple big runs. I think Desmond had 96 yards on 4 carries, and Ricky had 130 yards rushing on 5 carries. This game was also an opportunity for us to get a lot of other guys that hadn't really played the first few games in the game to kind of see what they could do. Our freshman quarterback scored his first touchdown of the season, Michael Ketchmark, and really a lot of other guys came out and contributed. But the second half allowed us to play some of those guys, look at some of those guys, and at the same time we had to kind of keep the score respectable. But at any rate, it was a good kind of bounce back game off the Skyline and got us ready to go into Berkner the following week.
I'm Jimmy Tackett. I'm the offensive line coach at Lake Highlands High School, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Berkner game. Now, this is a very unique game for me. I've both played and coached in this game, so it's a very different feel for me than probably most people on staff. But I tell you what, this game is played with a lot of intensity. It's played with a lot of emotion. There's a lot of hate on both sides for these teams, but it's actually kind of a respectable rivalry too as well. You are playing for the name of the stadium. It is a drag-out war, and it was this year. We won 20-10, and it was a dogfight the whole way. Berkner runs probably one of the most unique offenses we'll see all year long. We won't see another team the rest of the year that runs their style. You have to play very disciplined football. They run the triple option repeatedly, and you just have to play assignment football. On defense, it was probably one of the best front sevens we were going to see all year. They had two very good defensive tackles. Their front four was very, very solid. And they were just all around a very, very good defense and stifled us for a lot of the ball game. We ended up pulling out the game 20-10, and it was an absolute fight to the very last quarter of the ball game, which we were fortunate to win. This is the third year in a row that we won the stadium's name.
linebackers coach, also the JV linebackers coach as well, middle linebackers. I will be discussing the Richardson-Lake Collins game. Coming into the game, we were coming off a big victory from the Burton Rams. We just clinched a good district win and qualified ourselves to be legit in our district. Coming to the game, there were questions of how our mental focus was going to be. Also, Richardson were coming off a pretty big game. The guys that played, they were riding high just as well as we were, and we were going to test the waters. They had a very potent rushing attack, which was going to attack our defense. Also, their quarterback was pretty Brett Favre-ish in the meaning of the fact that he could very well illustrate and just go off the cuff of passing and attacking a defense. So we had our work cut out for us. Offensively, the Richardson Eagles defense were, coming off a big game. They stopped a couple guys on different teams, but they hadn't seen an offense like ours. We come into the game, kickoff, very aggressive. The guys of Richardson had a good game plan on offense. But our defense actually held with great enthusiasm, and defensive line really stepped up. Linebackers also had a very, very good game. The offense started off with a 3-and-out, and then followed with the defense with a 3-and-out. However, the next possession, the offense went down and drove down the field, scored, put us up 7-0. Following that, the defense showed up and actually put on quite a show for the Richardson Eagles crowd and also the Lake Collins crowd. Had a good game, had a great game plan on stopping the run. All we had to do really was be able to shore up our passing attack, which the secondary did very well when there was times that the Richardson Eagles thought they could pass. The defensive linemen played a very good game, got a lot of quarterback pressures, which confused the Richardson quarterback, and we proceeded to dominate the game. Going in at halftime, it was 21-0. We just had a fired up first half, and we were rolling. Second half, nonetheless, came out very sluggish. The Richardson Eagles did come out and score and actually move the ball very well against our defense. And after a while, chat with them, Coach Hall and Coach Smith got over there and got those guys excited again and enthused about playing the rest of the night out and not allowing them to score again. The offense sputtered in the second half, but didn't move the ball effectively, which didn't show as far as the score. But however, the offense did have a very good game plan and very much so executed the ball. It was mainly a defensive struggle towards the second half, which your Lake Collins Wildcats did come with the victory and another district win, which was very exciting and very promising going towards the next ball game.
Yeah, it's the name they say is running the game. Military man.
Flip in the building.
So go ahead, hand over the torch. Super producer Scott Storch. And of course,
I'ma show you how to get your shine on. Turn it up, the DJ playing my song. Everybody keep on calling my phone. Which one of y'all am I gonna take home? I'ma show 'em how to get the club crawl. Give 'em something that's gonna rattle that drum. Take your cups up until you get drunk. Tell the DJ to play it loud.
give me that $1 million beat and let me show you what to do with it. Who that is? That's the illest rapper chopped and screwing it. Couldn't snatch the game is what they told me, so I'm proving it. Put the truth from Texas with Scott Storch and you got you ahead. Hit and never miss, rep your click and throw them high. Cause Chameleon is the answer to the game like Allen I. Middle fingers to the sky if they don't like that reply. Cause any DJ that deny is a motherfucking lie. So give the ladies what they want, got them racing to the front. of the stage to feel the bass until the DJ turn it up. Yeah, sound of revenge, saying Universal to get my plaque. Rap is dead, so I'ma bring it back like DJs do when they hear my tracks. Check out my track record, they'll say I'm a track record, hotter than a black pepper. Now that I am back, nigga, you can't get mad if you feel that you and Cap fit ya. Drop the biggest stats ever, so don't let that black hit ya.
I'ma show you how to get your shine on. Shine on. Turn it up, the DJ playing my song.
My song.
Everybody keep on calling my phone.
My phone.
Which one of y'all am I gonna take home?
Take home.
I'ma show 'em how to get the club chrome. Give 'em something that's gon' rattle that drum. Tip your cups up until you get drunk. Tell the DJ to play it loud. Turn the beat up.
When it's time to hit the club, I let my chain hang. If they got clovers on their neck, we in the same gang. I'm 20 deep in VIP, puffin' Mary Jane. Splinter steel in my hand from my wood grain. I got homies on the west who like the game bang, and I got homies on the east who do the same thing. I told Johnny put 50 in my pinky ring, 5-carat diamond chain, BBS is in the name. You know I rep the dirty where they move cane. You know we mix purple stuff in that blue drain. Hypnotic, big bodies with blue paint. We got big room spray, but it still stain. You a lame, so your dame playing mind games. I'm a pimp, so I stay in that mind frame. Niggas talk shit until I let the 9 bang. Me and Duke in that Maybach switching lanes.
I'ma show you how to get your shine on. Shine on. Turn it up, the DJ playing my song.
My song.
Everybody keep on calling my phone.
My phone.
Which one of y'all am I gonna take home?
Take home.
I'ma show 'em how to get the club chrome. Give 'em something that's gon' rattle that drum. Tip your cups up until you get drunk. Tell the DJ to play it loud. Turn the beat up.
I'm headed to the bar. You know I'm VIP. You know I'm VIP. Since you're rolling with a star, you're rolling with a star. You're VIP with me. Come military. Come military, the biggest threat to any of these rappers that think they doing it. Who that is? That's them boys from Texas that always do it big. Multicolored diamonds got us shining, they say our jury said. Houston got a problem and you don't want nothing to do with it. Do your kid? I ain't think so, I'm tipping slow. When my trunk is lifting up, look at the neons as they glow. Groupies never giving up, they be everywhere I go. When that elevator.
Hello, I'm Coach Haynes. I'm the cornerback coach for Lake Highlands High School. I'm here to talk about the Lake Highlands versus W2 White game. It was an exciting game for both teams. We pretty much dominated W2 White in every aspect of the game. We got out of that game what we needed to get out of the game. We went into that game with the mindset that we were going to try to get better as a team and try to improve ourselves, not really worry about the opponent, and it worked pretty well. Defensively, we did what we needed to do to continue our #1 ranking in the area as the #1 defense in the area. And offensively, we did what we needed to do. And in the end, we ended up being #2 in the district offensively. Thank you.
Desmond Rowland rushed for over 200 yards and had 3 touchdowns and really stepped up his game in the absence of quarterback Ricky Zorn. Michael Ketchmark stepped in and passed for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. And with the defense playing solid, it was a great game. It helped us clinch a playoff spot, and overall, it was a well-played game.
Y'all ready? Let's go.
I'm Coach Brown, and I coach the wide receivers. I'm going to talk about the Molina game. We needed to come out that week focused and ready to play. We had just picked up a big win against Carrollton Creekview to clinch our playoff spot, and we just told the guys, hey, get focused and let's concentrate on this game as well as and go ahead and get past this game, do as well as we can, come out on top, hit them in the mouth as soon as possible, and then get ready for the playoff week. The score was a lot to a little. I think it was 57-7, something around there. But the guys played well. They played hard, and we had some guys step up in a few situations, a few spots that have never played in those positions before, and they did pretty well.
Lonnie Jordan, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for the Wildcats. I'm going to talk to you about our Week 11 ball game. So we are in the playoffs now. Finished the regular season 8-2, and we've got the North Garland Raiders. And they're a very fast, very athletic, very aggressive football team. Defensively, they're very multiple in their fronts. Offensively, they've got a great running game. And so we've definitely got our work cut out for us. As with any playoff opponent, at this point in the season, you got a fight on your hands. And so we're excited about it. We're excited to be in the playoffs, excited to be playing for by-district. But then again, we're realistic and we realize that we've got to work to get this done. The game ended up in our favor. We played very well. Scored 49 points. Desmond Rowland had 139 yards rushing and 4 TDs. Ricky Zorn 91 yards rushing and 157 yards passing, and he had a hand in 3 TDs. So 450 yards total offense. We came away with a victory, put 49 points on the board, so it was a great win for us, and we're looking forward to our area round matchup.
Oh yes, there will be blood.
Second round playoff game was against Tyler John Tyler, and I've been coaching for 19 years, and that was easily the most exciting game that I've been a part of for many reasons. One of them was the fact that we got to play it at the Boneyard in front of our home crowd. Our kids were really, really excited. They were excited all week in practice, and you could just tell from pregame warm-ups that the atmosphere was going to be great. And it was one of the best games that I've been a part of, as I said. And kids played as hard as they could play. We had a lot of adversity to overcome in that game, and we fought until there wasn't any more time to fight. And it didn't work out the way we wanted to. We got beat 53-46, but our kids were winners that night, and they walked off the field feeling good about themselves, and I hope they remember it for a long time.